long, but the vibes, we love to see the eye there. Just, you know, pick up your damn self there. Turn round now. See the youth them here. Yeah, man. And the youth them this, you know. See? Yeah, and them youth here, I come do it and stand firm in the business like Butcher and Muta. Do it, Dread. Believe.
Now welcome back to another Exclusive for Life. Now blessing goes out to all my viewers and all my subbies, all my well-wishers. Like, share and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Coming up in today's topic and review. Blessing viewers and subscribers. I just want to say welcome back to another Exclusive for a topic discussion and review. Now in today's discussion, I have a whole heap of interested update that I'm going to bring to you. Because everything will come up the bump. Because anything in the dark, as them say, must come to light. Now here we have Nigel Clarke, one of Jamaica's best ever financial minister, and was praised by the Jamaica Labour Party and also the People's National Party. However, we have this young blogger name. I don't remember his name. However, I go pin the link of his broadcast card. May I tell you, say, is very interested, where he did a research on 3 of the individuals that was charged by the Integrity Commissioner, and none of this has been brought to the public. And these persons also named Clarks, and they also are in the government, are in parliament. There's also one of them that named Clarke as well, that connected to the SNL, and especially during the time of the disappearance of Usain Bolt money and how many more other hard working Jamaican. Now what come to my mind after seeing this clip, I know that the IMF only recruit a person in time they good at their job. And when I mean good at their job, meaning create system that can maneuver around money, finance without it being seen. It's like these kind of people are like geniuses. Like if a genius, a computer genius, a hacker, we can hack the government computer and do certain things. The government now go arrest him, them go for him, and them go recruit him. However, I want you to just listen to what this young man discover. And as I said, don't just start make judgment. Do your own research, because I'm doing my research, you know, to find out Nigel family tree, to see if there is any relation to these people. Because if it is important that the nation should know, ain't it?
Kieth Clarke, employee at the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Mr. Clarke failed to file his statutory declaration. Now, when we look into this brother here turn artist and do music, and as me say, he is just an employee. So, me I wonder what this brother here have to do with this. Then me realize this man here have the same last name as Nigel Clarke, which is Kieth Clarke. I'm going to now bam and put the 2 pictures inside of one another. They are literally dead stamp at each other. Then me decide to dig a little deeper. Only to buck up on Kieth Clarke. Somehow you might know Kieth Clarke, but for who don't know, Kieth Clarke died during the Dudu's extradition. And the weirdest part about this is not that Kieth Clarke also has the same last name as Nigel Clarke. The weirdest part is Nigel Clarke is seen in a picture at Kieth Clarke funeral holding the coffin, and we all know it's tradition for family members to hold the coffin at the funeral of the deceased. So that's family linkage. Then we realize that Kieth Clarke have a brother named Kieth Clarke, who is a politician, a cabinet member, who just happens to find himself in the middle of SSL leadership.
You know, we like to innovate at SSL. You know, even for myself personally, Mr. Clarke represents something that's fresh. Mr. Clarke is also a former MP for his constituency at the time, which was West Rural St. Andrew, and served as Minister of Industry and Commerce between 1989 and 1990. I would like to all just give a round of applause to welcome Mr. Clarke and call him up.
Then couple years after, SSL thief everybody money. This can't be a coincidence. Then by me go so boom and look again. I buck up on a next JLP member named Rowan Clarke, who is also an artist, just like Trevor Clarke. I have the same last name as Nigel Clarke, Kieth Clarke, and Kieth Clarke. At this point, I just feel like the whole Clarke generation just run the parliament. And by me go so boom and look again. Me buck up on a next somebody when name Rupi Kadelga Clarke. Yeah, what kind of name this, brother? Who is the director of Natural Products Institute. But if me decide to continue research into this, me might not stop. Next person up.
So far after doing my research, this is what I discovered. Issue still to be resolved after court ruling. Kieth Clarke was an accountant and uncle to the current financial minister, Dr. Nigel Clarke. A decade ago, he was SHOT dead at his home by soldiers who ostensibly were searching for the crime boss, Christopher Dudus Cook. Now my viewers, as me say, it's all there on the internet. Doing the research, it's there. Now my viewers, I think it's only fair that me giving you some more of my discovery. Now me discover this picture with Nigel Clarke. As you can see, he is the pallbearer carrying the casket with the body of Kieth Clarke into Webster Memorial Unity Church. I'm also gonna read this article where I found on the Jamaica Observer, which details more about Mr. Kieth Clarke. And this article, now it seems as if Mr. Kieth Clarke was a law-abiding citizen, because I think maybe 4 of the soldiers and whoever that was involved in the shooting was arrested and is going to court, and his widow was devastated and saying it was an unjust shooting. However, let me get into this article, just giving a bit more insight on what's going on here. So now the article says, businessman Kieth Clarke was remembered as a very peaceful and quiet law-abiding citizen who was very supportive of the security force despite their shortcomings. Clarke, 64, the brother of former government minister Kieth Clarke.
You know, we like to innovate at SSL. You know, even for myself personally, Mr. Clarke represents something that's fresh. Mr. Clarke is also a former MP for his constituency at the time, which was West Rural St. Andrew, and served as Minister of Industry and Commerce between 1989 and 1990. I would like to all just give a round of applause to welcome Mr. Clarke and call him up.
Met an ultimate death on May 27 when he was SHOT and KILIED at his Kirkland Close home in St. Andrew during a police and military operation. During a solemn Thanksgiving service at the Webster Memorial Unity Church in Kingston, many questioned why Clarke's life was brought to an end in such a manner. Clarke, who is the owner of and manager of Kieth Clarke and Associates, was described by many as a quiet, humble and peaceful individual who was very protective of his family. Kieth's death is a paradox to me. I find it difficult to accept that a man so peaceful could have come to his end in the manner he did, said Clarke's best friend, Justice Lennox Campbell, who read the eulogy. Kieth was the least violent of men, said Justice Campbell, who told the congregation that he would not recall one instant in which Clarke had lost his temper during their friendship over 40 years. Clarke was a family man who was fiercely protective of his family. He respected law and order and respected the security force even though he knew their weakness, Campbell said. He said that Clarke's daughter Britannia informed him that Clarke died trying to protect his family. He died like an hero. He died trying to protect mommy and I. Justice Campbell quoted her as saying, Justice Campbell struggled to contain his grief, said that Clarke's death will not mar his reputation or his integrity. Meanwhile, Ventura Bernard, Vice President of the Institute of Character Account of Jamaica, in her tribute remembered Clarke, who was a member of the Institute, as a very dedicated and determined professional. She said that he found his calling as an accountant early in his life and dedicated himself to the profession. Poppa, Jesus. Now, there is so much to this article, and I urge you, just do your research. Now, Nigel Clarke, you see your expression, I can understand why you pack your bags and you make sure cut, cause you know, say, you see this corruption is only lead to one thing, my viewers and my subscribers. And if the people in Jamaica, you know what I mean, lie to themselves, well, me tell you, say, trust me, you're not gonna know until me too late. Cause if the head of the stream is corrupt, everything we follow is corrupt. What have Cliff User speak for Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commissioner tabling of this very, very important report, which Cliff Hughes felt like say the PNP a stall or a play with Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commissioner, because ain't no way we the nation have been waiting for so long, and now this very important information is being holding on to. Now justice delay is justice denied.
Apparently the report has found a number of bank accounts where the Prime Minister's name is attached to. Bank accounts that apparently were not declared. And this is where we want to see the report. Why were they not declared? Why? Did he use them? Over what period of time did he use them? How much money is in these bank accounts? Yeah? Do the amounts rise to an amount that you could say, oh wait, something going on here, man? How much money in these accounts? Did he use them? To do what? And if he did, to do what? When were they discovered? And what did the Integrity Commission say to him? Yeah? About these accounts when he did not declare them. Is it a fact that the Integrity Commission watched these accounts for 2-3 years? And what took place with them? Is it a fact that the Integrity Commission went to great lengths to hire at considerable expense an international forensic investigator to check out the Prime Minister's financial affairs? And what did they find? What did they find? What did they find? Eh? What was the recommendation of the commission? What was the recommendation of the commission? Huh? And did they Did they find unanimity in their recommendation? Did they recommend that the Prime Minister be charged? And charged for what? Did they? All these questions are swirling. And we must wait until the 17th, 8 days from now. We're not serious. Recall the Parliament today and table the report. Recall the Parliament today and table the report, Speaker, Madam Speaker, our House Leader. We need to know. We can't go through another week and we don't know. What you say? Huh? What you think? This was Siobhan Campbell's report after we learnt about the Integrity Commission submission to the Parliament on Thursday.
The Parliament, originally slated to resume its sessions on September 17, might reconvene earlier than planned. Nationwide News has learned that the Government Caucus is considering bringing Gordon House back into session on Tuesday, September 10, in response to new reports from the Integrity Commission. The early recall of Parliament highlights the significance of the report and its potential impact on resolving the ongoing questions related to Holness's declarations. These reports include a report of investigation, an associated indicative ruling, and a full ruling from the Director of Corruption Prosecution. It's understood all pertain to Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations. Additionally, a special report has been submitted to Parliament, a move enabled by Section 36(3) of the Integrity Commission Act. Section 36(3) allows the Integrity Commission to present a report on matters requiring special parliamentary attention. Copies of the documents have been dispatched to Speaker of the House Juliet Holness, Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, and Clerk to the Houses of Parliament Colleen Lowe. In an unusual step, the documents were also sent to Deputy Speaker of the House Kieth Clarke. It's a precedent set previously only in the case of former House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple-Filbert. In September 2023, Dalrymple-Filbert faced charges for making false statements related to a vehicle purchased in 2015 that were omitted from her statutory declarations for 2015 to 2021. It's understood the inclusion of Deputy Speaker Clarke in this instance was a precautionary measure to avoid any potential conflict of interest given the subject of the report. Efforts to reach Leader of Government Business in the House of Representatives Edmund Bartlett for comment on the potential schedule change were unsuccessful. Mr. Bartlett is expected to inform parliamentary staff and fellow legislators of any official changes regarding the sittings of the lower house. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Siobhan. Well, I've asked enough questions. I've said enough. I repeat, the report was sent to the Parliament last week, Thursday. The people of Jamaica should not be asked to wait until next week, Tuesday, to hear the contents of this most serious report. We need to hear whether it implicates the Prime Minister of Jamaica or not. We need to hear the findings after such a long time of investigating. We need to hear what are the findings. Yes? The report landed in the Parliament 11:42 last Thursday morning. And it was sent to the Speaker of the House, the President of the Senate, and the Deputy Speaker of the House. That's 3 people. Now, if it reaches 3 people, that means you have 3 copies there. And let me tell you something. We have been working overtime to try to get one of those, to get a copy of the copy. And we're not going to stop trying, because this is a matter of utmost of public interest. Not political, but public interest. The opposition leader and the People's National Party, the opposition, have raised the stakes to the point where they say the Prime Minister should go. You recall that? And clear his name. Now the Integrity Commission has submitted a report. And from what we gather, and I have to keep on saying that we haven't seen it yet, what we gather, it speaks to this issue of the Prime Minister's declarations not being certified for whatever reason. The most I can reasonably say, the report has apparently, and notice I'm choosing my words very, very carefully, because me no see it. Me no have a copy. Yeah? Thing about the Integrity Commission report. Yes? The opposition has been most vociferous, most strident on this matter of illicit enrichment and the Prime Minister's outstanding declarations. They have raised it to being the potent political issue it has become. And have not heard the opposition calling for the tabling of the report, that the Parliament should be recalled. I think Dayton and Julian and Mark should be urging the Parliament, the government, to reconvene the Parliament. We can't wait for 8-9 days to table the report. Wouldn't you agree with me? Yes? They have been championing this issue. Now that we have a report, we must sit down and wait 8-9 days? No, sir. The opposition should be lending its voice to the call for the Parliament to be reconvened and the report tabled immediately. Let the chips fall where they may.
We need the tabling of the IC report. No, I totally agree. I totally agree with Cliff Hughes. Me been even petitioning that Andrew Only's declaration should be clear. I may not do it because me against Andrew Only's. Me I do it because the Integrity Commissioner, as the PM saying, is taking too long to release his declaration, and it dominates his reputation. So me I help the Prime Minister by forcing him to say, yeah, hear me, you have to take actions against the IC because them need to release a report. Now the report release in my last broadcast. No need to go back and watch it. Put a like on it so the nation can see it, so it can circulate, my viewers and my subscribers. Because these updates are updates that are very important, where the nation need for get. And if you don't watch this one and you don't watch the next one, you now get the full understanding. So now for watch all of this, the updates them that I'm bringing to you, so you can have the full understanding of what's going on.